G'day guys, welcome back. I know it's been a while in between videos, about 4 weeks. Reason for that, look, I've been flat out the last month. I've had a few things change in life, and so I haven't really had a chance to duck over to the shed and do a bit of work and make some videos. I've started work at a new workplace. Did my back, so I couldn't walk, couldn't move for nearly a week, so that was fun. And then basically, look, I've just sort of stayed away from the shed just until I sort of settled into the new workplace and got that all sorted out. So now I'm back, which is good. So now I can get back into it. So this video today is going to be just a little fill-in video, something just to sort of, tie you guys over until I have the opportunity to make another video on the VS, which I should have another video within the next week. I'm planning on painting that car, not this weekend, but next weekend. So I'll be filming getting that car ready for paint, all the body and bumper bars and boot lid and everything else that's left. I'll do a video on all that, but this video here, I thought I'd try something a little bit different and do like a bit of a workshop update. So I'll just flip the camera around and we'll have a bit of a look around the shed and bit of a chin wag as we do that, and see how we go, just try something a bit different, just to mix things up. So my apologies for no video in 4 weeks, but got to have a little break here and there. So anyway, we're back into it now, so I'll flip the camera around and we'll take a bit of a stroll around the shed and have a chat and see what's going on in here. Alrighty, so to kick things off with what we've got going on in here, we'll start with the VN. So this is my car. I've owned this thing for probably 8 years now. So I bought the car, it was already yellow, but the paintwork on it left a lot to be desired. So I ended up taking it off the road after about 6 months, pulled it all down, fixed a few dents that it had in it, and gave it a closed door respray in absinthe yellow. Bumper bars I gave a hit with satin black just to tidy those up. The original plan was to put new bumpers on the car, but obviously it didn't end up happening. The garnish and the grille I painted just a silver, but I'm going to change those and paint them back to the original grey that they were. I'm not a real fan of it now. I mean, I liked it at the time, but I just think it looks out of place now, so they're going to go grey. The interior in the car is VS GTS trim, which is probably one of the main reasons why I still bought the car when I went and looked at it, because I was told that it was, pretty good paint and body wise, and it wasn't. I mean, it was rubbish in my opinion, but the trim is basically what still kept me interested in the car and why I still bought it. I mean, I made my mind up on the way down there that I was going to buy it, but that was one of the main reasons why I still did. So things I've got to do to this car, obviously steering wheel's out of it, because I've got to put a padded wheel in there. So I've pulled the old one off to swap it. New gear knob going on. In here will basically stay the same because it's fairly good. It just needs a tidy up. The biggest thing is the roof line sagged, so I've got to get that fixed up. Apart from that, the interior I won't really play with too much. Being that I only gave it a closed door, the engine bay is probably the biggest thing on this car that I absolutely cannot stand. I'll give you a look, but just brace yourselves for the horror show. So yeah, for whatever reason, I mean, a lot of people did it back in the day when they painted a car. They just black out the engine bay, so That's why it looks absolutely rubbish under here. But the plan is to get the car on club reg, then I'll pull it back into the shed, and I haven't made my mind up yet whether I'll pull the motor out. I'm still tossing up with the idea whether to pull it out and give it a freshen up and put a bit of a cam in it and, you know, do some fun stuff in there. But I do want to definitely paint the engine bay, you know, hide a lot of the wiring and things like that, and make it pretty tidy in here. But it's not going to happen until I get it on the road. I don't want to, you know, pull it all apart and have it just sit here. I'd much rather get it on club reg, and at least then I can drive it. So it's not obviously it's not a factory BT1. It is a mock-up, but it is a factory 5-litre manual exec. So I mean, it's not too rare, but it kind of is for what it is, I suppose. The EH, so it's this one's a 1963 model. This car is my father-in-law's car, so I'm going to do a restoration on this car. So it's going to be pulled completely down, obviously bare metaled. Car does have a little bit of rust in the hang-ons, you know, the doors and the guards, like a lot of these old girls do. But yeah, the colour, I mean, the paint on it's pretty sad now, but it's basically a midnight blue with a purple pearl, like a 3-layer paint. You know, it's midnight blue, purple pearl, then I'll clear it. That's how I'm going to do it, just to make sure it doesn't, you know, go to shit like it has. 186, 3 on the tree, you know, pretty sort of standard stuff. Motor's pretty much well standard. I think it's got a tiny baby cam in it, but nothing too crazy. So I've had the car in the shed here for a couple of years just to get it out of the weather. But, you know, hopefully once I get a few jobs done, we're going to be able to get back into it. So we've already, the old man got in and fixed the brakes, the clutch, got the motor running, because brakes weren't working, clutch wasn't working, motor wasn't running. The old man's a bit of a guru, so he got it all going. I was just just a spanner boy, basically. So, yeah, he got all that fixed up. So it's, you know, moving and braking and doing everything that it's supposed to do. Now it's up to me to sort of take it from here. And my father-in-law wants to give me a hand as we, you know, do the car. So he's involved in the build of it. So I'm really looking forward to doing it, actually. Just got to get some jobs done. That's the VL Bellina, which I've already done a video and a walk around on. So if you don't know the story with that, or you want to watch that video, go back and watch that. I don't really want to go through that again. This VL is mine as well. This car I've had for about 16 years, and it's one of those things, you know, this car is sort of the only thing that's been, I guess, constant in my life through all the highs and lows that, you know, I've been through. It's one of those cars, you know, everybody says that, you know, their car's like a child, you know, like their child or whatever. You know, this car is it for me. It's to me, it's not a car, it's a family member. Yeah, it's unless you know what I'm trying to say, you know, it sort of doesn't make sense. But this car means a lot to me. So this car's getting obviously fully rebuilt. It's going to get a paint job inside and out. I've started doing the engine bay, smooth that up a little bit. I'm not going to go too crazy in there because I've already had this car off the road now for too long. You know, I've been trying to build this car for about 5 years, and it's just sat like this in the shed because I've been too busy doing, you know, everything else that I do, and I've neglected it. So the plan is once I get this done, the XC Falcon Ute I've got over here. Once I do that, and obviously the VS, I'm going to do the EH, do this. I've actually got an EH as well myself that I've had for about 17 years. So I'm pretty confident that once I do that EH, it's going to G me up to bring my EH here and do it as well, because I've had my EH for 16, 17 years as well. It's just been ridiculous. So this car was a non-turboed 6 auto, nothing special about it, but it's more the sentimental side of it. But I've got a 5 litre conversion that I want to put in it, because I always wanted to V8 the car, so I want it to stay Holden. So basically I've got a VS Commodore 304 engine that I'm going to put in it. I don't think I'm going to, I tossed up with the idea of building a stroker and all that kind of thing, but I don't think I want to spend that sort of coin, on the motor, to make, not a lot of horsepower really for the money. But so the plan is just to put 5 litre and auto in it. I've got a turbo 400 and a turbo 700. Obviously, I know turbo 400, it's a no-brainer. You go that one for strength, but I'm not building this car to, to thrash it or anything like that. I just want a nice street car that, I can jump in with the missus and the kids. And if we want to go out of town for lunch, or I want to go to a car show or a swap meet or something like that, I can jump in it, drive it, and on the highway, it's not going to be, revving its ringer out at 100 Ks. So, I guess it's going to be a bit of a budget build, but I want that car to be pretty good, The paintwork on it, look, I'm not going to go overboard with it. I don't want something that I'm too scared to drive, scared of getting a stone chip or a scratch on it, but it's going to be nice and neat. I'm really looking forward to doing that car. So, it's all up to me to get this one done. So I'm still doing the engine bay on this car since the last video. I should have that in primer in the next couple of weeks. The XC Falcon Ute, so if you've come to my channel from Graham's, assuming that you guys are all Ford lovers, this is one that I've started, but I've been held up on it just with, last year, what the world was, going through and all that, because my workshop isn't exactly, really close to my home, but it's sort of just on the limit of the travelling, with the travelling restrictions that we had, so I couldn't really get right into it. But that's a bare metal respray, so there'll be videos coming on that car. I was really hoping to be a lot further along on that car than what I am, but just life, family, kids, all that kind of thing, sort of, you've got to sort of prioritise things. But I will be getting into that ute because I want to get that done this year. So once this engine bay is done, the rest of this car is all primed. The VS is, I've only painted the roof, as you guys have seen, but I'm hoping to paint the rest of the body on the VS, not this weekend, but the following weekend. And then I'm going to get into this one, get the engine bay primed, painted, and then I'll do the body. So this car, the VS, will be done. Then this one is going to get done. And then I'm basically going to be starting on the EH, IVL, in between getting this thing on the road so I can drive it. That's just a bumper bar job that I've got to do, so it's nothing too exciting there. That's basically what's in the shed at the moment, work-wise. So that's a bit of a quick look around. I've also got a little Suzuki four-wheeler there that I've got to paint as well. So, that's a bit of a look in the shed and what's going on. So, Alrighty, so yeah, a bit of a different video, but you know, thought I'd film something just to get something out to you guys, so you know I haven't gone anywhere or whatever. But if there's anything that you want to see a bit more detail on, or you want me to talk a bit more about any of the cars, let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to just do a video on each individual car or car that anyone sort of wants to know about. So yeah, bit of a different video, but hopefully within the next week or two I'll have a video up on the VS. I am hoping to have that car finished in the next, well, as I said, not this weekend, next weekend. The plan is to have that car painted. Whether that happens or not is another story, but that's what I'm aiming for. So until then, I'll leave it at that, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.